Do you want to increase your Twitter followers organically? Well, here are 3 steps that you need to take in order to start growing real followers. So you want to grow real followers on social media as opposed to just having a bunch of followers that are ghost followers or bot accounts, because ghost followers or bots are not going to interact with your content and real followers will. And so what this means is that you might stumble across a Twitter account at some point that has a very high follow count, but then you start to scroll through all of their content and see that there is very little engagement. This can happen for a lot of reasons, but one of those reasons is because that person has just bought a bunch of followers or they've used bots in order to grow their account. And you don't want this. You want people who are real people who will interact and engage with your content, tell you your gains are looking great, and not just fake accounts that aren't going to interact with you. Your goal on Twitter is to create an account and content that is so good that when people come to your profile and start scrolling through all of your tweets, they see that every single tweet has tons of comments, likes, and shares on it. That is your goal, and growing organic followers is a step in order to get you to that ultimate goal. The first thing that I want you to do is to stop creating content. Yes, if you are creating a bunch of content for Twitter, I want you to stop, because there are a couple of things that you need to do before you are even consistently tweeting in order to make your account more followable. And one of those things is that you need to make sure that your bio, your profile picture, your banner, and your pin tweet are all things that your ultimate audience is going to want to follow you for. So you're going to go to your Twitter profile page, and the first 2 things that are going to stand out likely to anybody are your profile photo and your banner. And so what you need to do is make sure that the profile photo and the banner match the style of content that you want to create. So for me, I really like this idea of almost blending lifestyle with social media and community and maybe even some health, because I go to the gym all the time and I'm constantly exercising and I just love it so much. That's a huge passion of mine. So I try to make sure that that's represented in the visual content that I am putting on Twitter. So first off, with the profile picture, we've got just a good photo of my face and I'm smiling. We've got this like orange aesthetic because it is the fall. Smiling in a profile picture is typically better. Don't be that dude that's like wearing a bunch of sunglasses, but put a photo of your face up unless you are in a niche where everybody else is using like cartoon PFPs or VTubers. And then you have your banner. So your banner is a really good opportunity to represent, again, something about your brand. So it could make more sense for you to have a banner that has like a background. Maybe you make some really nice graphics in Canva, put some text on there. You have some kind of branded font and colors. For me, because I'm going for this more lifestyle type of content, I want you guys to see a bit more of the like aesthetic of fall plus my real life. And so as of right now, the element that I'm introducing is my office, which is beautiful and I've spent a ton of time on. So that's why my profile picture and my banner are the way that they are, but you need to make these decisions for yourself and for your brand. You might go very lifestyle, you might go very anonymous, you might go really funny, maybe you're in gaming or you're a content creator or a Twitch streamer. And in those situations, you need to look at what everybody else is doing within your niche and make sure that you are aligning with them, but that you have your own personal spin on it. The next section that you need to think about is your bio. So for your bio, it's really important that there are elements in here that will make people want to follow you. So for me, if I think of my audience, what do I want you guys to accomplish, right? I want to help you grow community and I want to help you make more money on the internet. As of right now, I'm doing all of that by teaching you more about Twitter, but there will come a time when I start talking about other platforms and how to monetize, and that content will start to come to the surface a bit more. But this is really my ultimate goal, is to help you guys grow a community through social media and make more money online. First off, we serve them the ultimate goal in our bio. Then we back up why we are in a position in order to deliver on that goal. So I have worked in community, social media, and been growing companies for over 10 years. I've worked with Meta, Adidas. I've worked with over 50 different startups. I have been VP position. I've been a chief marketing officer. I have been various intro positions, and that is my credibility. So you need to think of something that makes you credible. You don't have to be the most credible person in the room. Just come up with one thing that is interesting. Maybe you dedicate so much of your day and so much of your time to researching how it is that you are specifically helping people. Then I have demon investor in here. So this is just like a personality aspect. I'll probably end up replacing this with something that's more relevant to health or the other stuff that I'm creating content over, or this idea of like lifestyle, although I do really enjoy investing in the asset classes that I invest in. Next thing that's really important is having your contact email in your bio. So make sure, I can't believe that people are still saying this. I've seen people saying this on Twitter for like the last 10 years. Don't forget to put your contact email in your bio. Otherwise, if somebody wants to partner with you or sponsor you or give you a job, then it's going to be really difficult for them to reach out to you, likely because you are not looking at your DMs every single second of every single day. As many like touch points for someone to have in order to reach out to you as possible is a good thing. And then the next thing that you want to think of is your call to action on your Twitter bio. So for me, as of right now, the thing that I am really trying to push the audience or the community to is to joining the Discord server. This is likely going to change in the future as well. However, always want to pull people to something. There is a bit of a penalty in Twitter's algorithm for this. So you don't want to be constantly tweeting out links because Elon does not like that. But you do want people to make a decision to dive a little bit deeper with you, because ultimately Twitter is really great for top of funnel marketing tool. So it's great to help you generate awareness, and then you pull all of that awareness into another platform to help you build momentum and continue growing across the internet. So you really want a call to action that is a link that you will ultimately send people to. A Discord is great for this. An email list is really great for this, or even just getting people to go and follow you on YouTube. Whatever it is that you are trying to drive traffic to, make that strategic and put that in your bio as well. I've also got community and at the gym. So you can make these anything that you want, but this is another branded opportunity for you to kind of push your image forward a bit. And then we talk about your pinned tweet. Pinned tweet right now. Never apologize for being a powerful effing woman. I really love this one. It demonstrates a lot of credibility because there's a lot of comments and engagement on it. And then this also is something that I want my personal brand to represent, as being a strong, intelligent, independent woman and inspiring more women and more people in general to have more self-esteem and to just believe in themselves a bit more. So this is something that is very core to my identity and who I am. However, you need to think of something that your audience is really going to resonate with. And especially if you pin something that has a decent amount of engagement, then that's going to build more credibility for your account as people are scrolling it and deciding whether or not to follow you. Ultimately, all of these elements will mix together and then hopefully create a reason for someone to click the follow button on your Twitter account, assuming that you follow through on each one of these in a very credible and powerful way. So after you have built up your Twitter presence in order to be very credible and trustworthy and followable, the second thing that I want you to do is, again, you're not posting content yet. I want you to start replying to people. So you should have a little bit of content, maybe some retweets on your Twitter account at this point, but you really shouldn't be spending a ton of time focusing on creating a bunch of content, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to interact with more people in order to generate more awareness. When you're a small account, your awareness is not going to come from your content because you don't have the authority in the algorithm for Twitter to share all of your stuff out yet. So instead, the best way for you to generate that awareness and be seen by more people is by having your account responding to other accounts that do have that awareness that you want. The tool that I really like for this is called ReplyMind. It uses AI in order to write replies for you, and it makes it really easy for you to respond to like 25 or 50 different people every single day. I've actually talked about this in a separate video, so go ahead and click the link that's going to pop up there at the top in order to watch this, because I go much more in depth about this entire strategy. You should focus on responding to people over creating content until you start to see a bit more interaction and engagement on your tweets. Once people start actually responding to the stuff that you're saying to them, that is a good time for you to know, okay, I've got got some momentum in the algorithm. It's actually time for me to start creating content and focusing a bit more there in order for me to continue this momentum. So at this point, you are ready to transition over to step 3. Step 3 is creating shareable content. There is a lot to learn about creating shareable content on Twitter. I have actually made a video that was really popular in the past where I went really deep into how to create content that specifically generates likes, how to create content that generates retweets, and how to create content that generates comments and replies. And I definitely recommend going and watching that video if you haven't already, but I do need to update this one. So we'll get there. For now, what you need to know is that you want to focus on creating shareable content for the audience that you have chosen. Shareable content can come in many different forms, and there's different metas on Twitter, especially since Elon released the code for Twitter, essentially gave everyone access to being able to view the algorithm. Metas are consistently changing, and people are using different strategies now in order to get their content seen by more people. Some of the content that's really successful on Twitter right now is retweetable, shareable, comment-based content. So I cover that in the video that I just referenced. Also, really long form posts. So those posts where people click the read more button and there's just a ton of text are actually performing really well, because when someone clicks read more to continue reading, they spend a lot of time on the tweet, which is one of the factors that the Twitter algorithm looks at in order to determine what tweets it should share out to more people. And so if you create something that's really long, assuming that it's very valuable, it's likely that tweet is going to get pretty decent engagement and be shared out by the algorithm. And then something else that I'm actually really bullish on is video content. So video as of right now does not perform very well on Twitter. However, Elon has said that he is making adjustments to the platform to be more video focused because he does want X to be this everything app. There is a lot of different styles of content that are coming to Twitter, and when those new features do drop, if you're one of the first people to utilize them, you likely are going to get a lot of support by the algorithm because you're using that new feature. This is what social platforms are just notorious for doing. So I think if you're using video on Twitter right now, you're investing in it even whenever it is not highly successful, that whenever that new feature and the support in the algorithm for video content does come out, you're going to be one of the first people to get to become successful with it. Again, assuming your content is good and valuable. All right, y'all. So that is your 3-step process. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at ashnichrist. I'm down to hang out with you and talk to you. I'll actually respond to your stuff if you need a little algorithm boost. And then subscribe to this channel. Come and hang out with me in Discord, because that's my call to action and that's what I'm sending everybody to. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.